So good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Escape Hatch to Wellness. And today's topic is actually aromatherapy and healing from the inside out with the benefits of aromatherapy. And my special guest today is Sheila Tucker, who is a registered nurse, but also an international advocate and a mentoring strategist who promotes health and wellness through the benefits of having aromatherapy as part of a lifestyle. So welcome, Sheila, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Yvette. I appreciate you.
Oh, I'm so thrilled to have you here because, you know, when it comes time from my side, from functional medicine side, you know, you have integrated two completely different forms of healing people, traditional as well as non-traditional, and they've come together beautifully. And I know that your story starts with you. So do you mind sharing with the audience how you came to be and really your introduction into aromatherapy and your healing process?
Sure. So it was about 2013 that I finally got a diagnosis for a maddening chronic illness that was just nobody could pinpoint. And as a nurse of more than 20 years, ICU, critical care, emergency department, all of that, I was sold out for medicine. And, you know, I had gone doctor, trying to figure out what was wrong with me until finally I landed at a neurologist's office with a fairly hopeless sense of, this guy's just going to be another waste of my copay, another waste of time. I'm not going to really find any answers. And when he gave me the diagnosis of stiff person syndrome, which is a 1 in 2 million diagnosis, people just don't have that. It's a very rare thing. It grows cancer antibodies in the bloodstream. And the symptoms act a lot like Parkinson's and multiple sclerosis. So it's extremely painful and difficulty walking, difficulty with all facets of daily activities with life, including breathing and swallowing. I was pretty desperate for a cure, and he offered me no hope. I went from specialty hospital to specialty hospital, and in February of 2014, I was so sick that multiple doctors and hematologists and oncologists said, you need to get your affairs in order. So I was in so much pain that I just couldn't stand living anymore. And I was calling funeral homes, preparing for my own funeral, when I saw this lady who kept posting on Facebook, you know, that she had essential oils that could help with all kinds of different stuff. And I just thought in my brain, I thought, gosh, I wonder if they can help me with this pain. And so I reached out, and she came over and did a wellness consult with me and left me with essential oil samples. And I started getting better. I started feeling better. And within 3 weeks, I got my own kit and I started using doTERRA essential oils, and I just kept getting better and better. Within 3 months, I was walking without the aid of my walker or without my wheelchair. I was able to put my service animal into retirement, and I continued to get more healthy and more well. And the doctor was so impressed. My own family physician, she said, my God, Sheila, we thought you were going to die. I said, girl, I thought I was going to die. And she said, whatever you're doing, I want to be a part of it. And so now we also teach essential oil and health and wellness classes at her office and with her clients and with anybody that wants to know, because as a medical professional, it is truly medically negligent of me, if I know that something works and helps people, for me to just keep that to myself. I can't do that. That's medical negligence. So we have teams of doctors that we work with and hospitals across the country that are using essential oils in patient care now. And you can actually order essential oils from the pharmacy at the hospital. So cool. I know, right?
Wow, that's really impressive, because not only was it part of your healing process, but, you know, when you became a nurse, obviously you went through traditional schooling to become a nurse. And was
Absolutely.
aromatherapy or were essential oils ever introduced into? No?
No. And Yvette, the saddest thing is that since I've been doing this, it's not just essential oils that we use to help with people with health and wellness. I mean, I know we're talking about that today. However, we also incorporate food. Okay. We have to look at their lifestyle. We have to look at their sleep. We have to look at their toxic load, all of those things, their exercise, their flexibility, all of that plays into whether a person is healthy and well. And essential oils is that top part of being proactive in your health and wellness and being informed in your medical care. So we use all of these tools to access health and wellness. And when I went through nursing school, we touched on very, very basic nutrition, just basically about calories in, calories out. And when somebody's on a ventilator or life support, they need a certain amount of calories to be able to sustain life. And so that was all that we discussed. We didn't discuss or go into depth about, different carbohydrates or whether they were, had fat, the solubility of fats and all of those things that we teach when we are health and wellness advocates. So yeah, it was medicine, calories, and keeping somebody alive so that their body could heal itself. And that's something that we teach all the time, is that the body knows intuitively how to repair itself. All you have to do is give it the tools necessary to be able to fix what's broken.
It's amazing that our bodies are miracles. And you cannot duplicate a body. You can give birth to a child, but you can't grow one in a lab. It just doesn't work that way. No. And I believe recently, Bruce Lipton, who has been advocating on taking your mind out of healing, basically, when you get your mind out of it, then your body will do the work it's meant to do. Dr. Joe Dispenza is another one who promotes that same philosophy, is that when you change your mind, you change everything. And
I'm so glad you brought up Joe, because we're going to see him in January in Marco Island.
Oh my gosh, he is amazing.
I'm so excited. We got a whole week.
He's one of the three amigos. You have Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, and Joe Dispenza. And I am so excited for you, because he is, you want to talk about somebody who also healed themselves from the inside just by changing his mindset. So I teach meditation. So when it comes time for teaching meditation, and what I do, granted, I'm a certified functional medicine health coach, but I really am more of a mindset coach, because I really want to deal with the mental blocks that are keeping you tied to your dis-ease and your illness. So we are right on the same page, Sheila. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Now, when it comes time for the wellness consult that woman came over to your house and gave you, how detailed was it? And was she able to, obviously you told her what medically was going on, but how did she know what essential oils to work with your disease and your diagnosis?
That is a wonderful question. I'm so glad you asked that, because just like when you go to a doctor, okay, you have to, or even when you try a recipe for the first time, okay, you have to add things, take things out, adjust it here, taste it, see if it works. Well, a doctor doesn't just bring you in and say, oh, this medicine is going to fix you. What do they say? They say, we're going to try this for 30 days and we're going to bring you back. Or we're going to try this for 6 months and then we're going to bring you back. And we're going to see and we're going to adjust and we're going to determine if that's the right course of treatment for you. The same principle applies to any wellness plan that a person is going to do. Even when you're starting an exercise, you don't start them at the top, doing 10 reps of, hardcore lunges. You start somebody at, okay, we're going to start small. We're going to go slow and we're going to see how you tolerate this. And then we're going to move on to step number 2. And the same concept applies when you're using an essential oil or any natural wellness product. You want to start slow and then work your way up. And when she came over, she had never known me before. She didn't understand my diagnosis. She was not a medical professional. She had no idea, but she did have a basic knowledge of essential oils. And at the time, we just had a basic array of essential oils offered to us through doTERRA. And she knew intuitively and through her studies that doTERRA had the most pure essential oils on the planet. And she was going to offer me what she knew. And we just did a trial and error. And ultimately, I did use a lot of frankincense in those first 3 months. I used a lot of frankincense, and I didn't understand why it made me feel so good. But I continued to use it because it made me in here and in here just feel good. And I now studying it, I wanted to learn more. I wanted to understand, why does this make me feel so good?